Jack here, JBF Music and Guitar Lessons. In this signature guitar licks we're looking at 3 Buckethead licks. A more melodic one with some quirky chicken picking, and then a shred one. These have all been taken from his live solos from the Nighttrain outro, so they're all in A minor. That was just during his time with Guns N' Roses, if you can remember that far back. For a full lesson on the original Slash solo, complete with tabs, check out this video with the card up there. But yeah, Buckethead just really lets loose in this solo, loads of great licks, and well worth a YouTube rabbit hole voyage. Probably the easiest lick up first. Bonus tip, this MiniShape here is very typical of Buckethead. If you think of this A minor chord, just this but an octave higher, hopefully you can see that we're just kind of using Aeolian, the natural minor scale. Using it to go between the 12th and the 13th frets like in bar 1, or the 13th fret on the B string to the 15th fret on the E, are both very typical Buckethead moves. Anyway, the underlying chords here are A minor, F, G, and A minor again, each being played for 2 bars, but rather than follow the chords in a more typical blues fashion like Slash does, Buckethead opts to keep a more modal, modern rock aesthetic, using a memorable motif and adding in small changes for variation. For a full breakdown of Aeolian, check out this video with the card up there. But we have a 4th being bent up to the 5th, back down, then we have the flat 3rd, 2nd, flat 3rd, 2nd, root. Bar 2, we have the 2nd to the flat 3rd, flat 7th, flat 6th, 5th, the 4th, which again is being bent up a tone in the next bar to the 5th. So here the chord is changed to an F, but like I said before, this is more of a modal lick than anything else. But in relation to that F chord, we have a 6th being bent to the 7th, 6th released to the 5th, sharp 4th, 5th, sharp 4th, 3rd, bar 4 we have a sharp 4th, 5th, 9th, or 2nd, root, major 7th, 6th. We're changing chords on this last note, and since we're playing over a G, what we're getting is a 5th being bent up to the 6th, back to pitch, 4th, 5th, 9th, 3rd, 4th, 3rd, 9th. Bar 6, we have a 3rd, 4th, root, flat 7th, 6th, 6th. Which hopefully highlights what I mentioned before about it being more modal, back to A minor as the underlying chord. And since it changed on the last beat of bar 6, we have a 5th, flat 6th, flat 7th, flat 3rd, flat 7th, flat 3rd again, 2nd, flat 7th, 2nd, and ending on the root. By contrast, really honing in on A minor, or more aptly an A minor 7 add 9, referencing that flat 6 just enough so we know it's an Aeolian lick and not a Dorian one. But yeah, the main takeaway here is Buckethead will often have a more modal approach with varying a theme. I'd suggest playing around with the shape. Try to end licks on this note and start them on there as well, more or less. Make up some lines and just see what you can come up with. Some hybrid chicken picking, just like Welcome to Buckethead Land's main riff. For a lesson with a tab, clicking that link up there with a card. In a nutshell, you probably want to pluck with the finger quite lightly to get up to speed. Also experiment with which part of your finger you use, whether you can use the pad, or the tip, or the side of it, or even your nail. The wrist angle is another factor to take into account as well. You might want to be more arched this way, you might want to be that way, you might want to have your wrist straight or an angle like that or like that. It'll be different for each person, just experiment with subtle variations and see what sticks. What you're looking for essentially is a loose feeling that still has consistency. Compression and a healthy amount of gain will definitely help out here. I think Buckethead tends to do these sorts of licks on the neck pickup as well to keep them nice and creamy. I'm just doing downstrokes on the G string and using my middle finger on the B. For more on chicken picking, check out this tutorial with the card up there. But this is really just a case of building consistency. A real factor for me is making sure my hands are actually warmed up properly, like they're physically warm. If they're too cold, because it's winter just now, it takes a little while to get me going sometimes. But yeah, a really good way of testing this is to see if you can keep your right hand nice and steady while just playing one shape with the left. That means you're on the right track. It doesn't have to be as fast as that, even if you're doing it slower. Or even slower again. But the right hand's consistent, that's the main thing. For me, flat picking, so holding the plectrum more or less flat against the strings like that, and using kind of just the tip of the pick seems to work best for me. Let me know in the comments what works best for all of you guys, because it's bound to help someone else out. Now, if this is too hard, you can always just trem pick over the strings. Got a quick tricks tutorial on that with the card on the top right there, but this is what I thought Buckethead was actually doing when I first heard this Nighttrain solo many years ago. Okay, so what we're doing is little two-note dyads, firstly over an A minor, so we have a root and a flat third, then a flat seventh and a second, oops, there we go, then we're back to the root and the flat third thing, then we're up to a ninth and a fourth. So even though this lick targets the cards more than the previous one, there's still a lot of modal playing going on. But yeah, we repeat these bars and the chord changes to F major. So you might notice the notes here, A and C, are in fact the third and the fifth of F major. Then we get the ninth and the sharp fourth, back to the third and the fifth, up to the sharp fourth and the sixth. Here we change to playing over a G chord and initially play the fourth and the sixth. In the second half of the bar, these notes move down to a B and a D, G's major third and fifth, a ninth and a fourth in the next bar. Again, we're really just playing a partial A minor over the G modes. But then this little lick, overbend that a bit. But yeah, we have a third, fourth, third, and the chord underneath switches to an A minor. So this is now the root being bent up to the second, just up a tone. Play the flat third, and the root to resolve. Probably save the toughest one to last here. A nice combination of picking and legato means you can really rip through this one while keeping that aggressive shred sound. I'd play this over an A minor, but we could play the last bar over an F major. We'll look at that in a minute. So we have the root, second, flat third, fourth, flat sixth, going off to the fourth. Then we have some legato going the fifth, flat sixth, fifth, fourth. Then picking the fifth, flat sixth, seventh. Legato on the next string, we're going root, second, flat, third. The last 6 notes all being triplets, just so watch out for the timing there. Root, second, flat, third, picking them all this time, and then the fourth, So this lick is displaced, which hopefully you can see with the overlay in the tab there. Chunking it into those sections might be easier than breaking it into bars. Rhythmically, it might be a bit more challenging, but in terms of getting the muscle memory and just the picking pattern down, that's probably a better way to look at it. Bar 2, we have a flat 6 pull off to the 4th. Then some more legato, the 5th. Flat 6th, 5th, 4th. Picking triplets on the G string, the 2nd. Flat 3rd, 4th. We legato triplets on the B string, the 5th, flat 6, flat 7th. We're switching back to 16th notes, so we're done with the triplets here. And we pick those same notes, the 5th, the flat 6th, and the flat 7th. Then onto the E string with a root, flat 3rd to root pull off, 2nd, flat 3rd, 2nd, root. Wrapping up in bar 4 with a 2nd to flat 3rd bend. Release the bend, flat 7th. Then a flat 3rd. A very Buckethead move in and of itself. Bonus tip. If we played that last bar over an F major, we would get a sharp 4 to 5 bend. Then release, the 9th, resolving to the 5th. Much like the first lick, playing Aeolian using its 2nd and flat 3rd will give a Lydian vibe over an F chord, because the notes B and C are A's 2nd and flat 3rd, and they're F's sharp 4th and 5th. Modes. Those were some awesome Buckethead guitar lines. This has been Signature Guitar Licks, that's the playlist there. For more Buckethead picking patterns, check out this video. If you enjoyed this and want to help the channel grow, stay up to date with new content, hit subscribe, click like, that really seems to help out, share across social media platforms, leave a comment or suggestion, and enable notifications by ringing that little bell on the side, if you feel so inclined. Cheers guys.